This culture elite, I think that has a lot to do with lack of freedom of speech, because this elite, they kind of dominate in media, in academia, in big businesses. There is a term, a few years ago, the deplorable, right? So I feel like some elite really, they don't trust a lot of ordinary people. Maybe they really don't mingle with them much, and they even despise them. Do you think we have a problem with so-called elitism in this country? And we should really broaden the discussion. To let more ordinary people, working people from all economic background or walks of life to participate in the discussion. Not just we hear every day are those kind of elite thinking.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I will say, America does offer opportunities. My father dropped out of high school after 9th grade and was a police officer, right? And I was able to go to MIT and have an interesting career. So, people can rise up in America, though I will say that what the elites are doing is making it harder and harder to do so. And that should end. But I do see it. Is the cultural disrespect. The one ethnic group that you're allowed to tell jokes about in America is hillbillies, right? When I don't live on the coast, I live in the mountains, deep in the mountains, Appalachia. But when I go to the coast, which I do regularly, they just unconsciously are very biased against people who are not coastal blue elites, right? They think that hunting is bad somehow, and look down on people that drive pickup trucks and shop at Walmart. I mean, I go, what's wrong with you people? Lots of very good people do all those things, right? In fact, I trust most of those people more than I trust you, right? And so I do think that's very important. I have a friend, John Chisholm, who was a member of the board of trustees of MIT called the Corporation. And he has been campaigning for something called holistic diversity. And if you search Google, John Chisholm, holistic diversity, MIT, you can find his PowerPoint. And he makes the argument that a school like MIT, which is actually better than some of the non-STEM elite schools like Harvard and Yale, is grossly underrepresented with students from red states, red counties, from religious families, from low income families, even though MIT has a very strong financial aid program, so lower income families can go to MIT, but they don't feel at home there. They feel culturally rejected in some sense. And there was a little bit of that when I showed up there in 1971, but not that much. But apparently, it's a lot more now. The numbers show that the blueness, the urbanness, the cultural elite of the attendees of elite American universities just continues to strengthen and strengthen, and that's a big mistake.
Yeah, at least I think they have the megaphone, right? So in terms of number of people, I just want to be fair. I think those people who don't have a voice, they also have a lot of resentment to the elite. But when I nowadays watch news, I don't just read the article. I read the comments. I try to go to social media to see how people feel. I saw a lot of those people who are despised by elite, they also despise the elite, right? So it's kind of a fair game. But the problem is the elite have all the platforms, have the microphones, they have the big companies, but the other side, they don't have anything. So they feel very frustrated. I have classmates, they went to work for Facebook or Meta or, Google. I can feel, those are very good people, they have very good education, but they think it's just one way, I can understand how they censor different content on the platform because that's how they think, but we don't have the hillbillies to go to YouTube to do the fact check, right? That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and I personally very concerned about the monoculture of big tech. Fortunately, the internet allows us to route around that. And so there are new platforms coming up, and we can not have to play their game. We don't have to play their game. And now, unfortunately, to reach audiences today, you still have to play their game a little bit. But you mentioned, I think, Rumble, for instance, as an alternative. And one of my good friends, Brett Weinstein, has a very popular video cast, hundreds of thousands of views on many of his episodes. He pulled off of YouTube and went to Rumble because they were constantly trying to, demonetize him or censor him or what have you. So there's alternatives. There's a very interesting social media platform called Minds, MINDS.com, which is radical free speech. And it's not aligned with political parties. If it has any political views, it's libertarian, and frankly, more libertarian than to my tastes, probably, because I do believe we need to have a welfare state and help people and have public education and things like that. But I'm active on Minds to a degree because I really respect their commitment to free speech. And I think people like those will do better over time. So fortunately, the internet gives us ways to escape from the clutches of the monoculture of the people running big tech today.
Right.